from camp. Guys, let me tell you, it was a phenomenal experience, guys. I had an absolute blast. There were tons of things to do, guys. I went fishing, I went hiking, there was horseback riding, there was dancing, there was food, and it was just generally great. It was awesome. Like, one of the most awesome things that I've done in my blessed life, guys. I would highly recommend, if you haven't gone camping, if you haven't been horseback riding, if you haven't been fishing, guys, go get outside, go get outdoors and give this stuff a try, because it's invigorating. It makes you feel alive, and it makes you feel like a man when you're out there in the boonies, like doing stuff in the sticks and in the dirt and all those things, guys. It's an experience that you won't easily forget, and it might literally change your life. Now, with that said, guys, when I come on this channel, I have to be completely honest. And if I'm going to be completely honest, there were some things that I found at camp that were absolutely 100% not to my liking and not very good. Now, with that said, it didn't ruin the experience to me, but it took away, and I kind of understand that it would still be just as awesome. Like, I get that the other things that I did and got to do are still just as awesome as they are, guys. Now, bad with the good, what are you going to do? Honestly, I have to ask myself sometimes, when I come in contact with certain people, guys, I say, God, why did you make this person? Like, that sounds bad at face value. I know, it really does. And it is kind of bad. But the truth is, there are some of these people that are just the worst people on planet Earth. That's as bad as it gets. Like, there's nothing worse. And the only reason that they don't do certain things is because they can't. They don't have the opportunity, they don't have the money, they're not one of the, like, elites up there doing horrible things in, like, Washington, D.C. or stuff. But they're just as bad and just as wicked at heart, and they will do anything they can to hurt and potentially harm to the greatest extent anybody that they can. And it's really sad, because one of these people was actually at camp. We're not going to talk about that right now, guys. Anyways, I want to go into a few things that prompted this video, and that was one of them. But I want to go into a few things that actually prompted this video, and it made me say, hey, wait a second, I got to talk about this again, because here we go. I'm seeing everything play out, guys. And this video is actually not coming from the aspect of style and fashion and smelling good and everything like there was a whole lot of that out there. Don't get me wrong. I could talk about that all day. There was a whole lot of that out there at camp. But this video is actually going to deal more with the standard and the measure of a man, if that makes sense, if you get what I'm saying. So, guys, if you like that sort of thing, go ahead and drop me some of these. We'll jump into it right now, and smash the like button, subscribe, share, all these things, guys. We'll get going today. So the camp I went to is actually, it's a 7-day Adventist campground. Like, it's 7-day Adventist owned, but there's a whole lot of different groups that will go in there, and it's always full, like, the year round. So I went in with one of these groups. I'm not going to say whether it was 7-day Adventist or not 7-day Adventist. I went in with one of these groups, right? And there are some guys in these groups that are they're carrying around a whole lot of baggage. And you can just, like, feel the depression coming off of them, right? And there's a few reasons for that. I'd spoken to a few of them, and some of them were telling me some things that were just generally that I already knew about, right? But I'm seeing it play out in front of my eyes. And so that's what I'm just going to talk about a wee bit on this video today, guys. One reason that we're dropping the ball is, guys, and we're feeling so depressed and just generally not making it and killing it in life, and that doesn't mean financially or anything. That means is, as far as your own happiness goes and thing, guys, is because we don't have dominion over our own house, over our own property, guys. Now, let me explain. That kind of, I understand that can kind of sound like dominion. What are you talking about, dominion? Like, right? But the truth is, if you don't have dominion over your own house, over your own stuff, over your own family, someone else will. Or something else will. You're a man, and there's a role that a man is to play in the house, and as a role, as a partner and a spouse and a husband, right? One of the things that you've been charged with as a man is to have dominion over your own house, guys. Let me explain. If you don't have dominion, that gives place to other things, other beings, as it were, other people, other words, other spirits coming into your place and setting up shop where they really, really shouldn't, guys. If you don't have dominion, then you can't say, yes, God, I want you here in my house to tell me what to do, tell me how to be the most awesome and incredible person, the best leader, and the most effective thing that I can be for my family. Okay, they follow you as you follow him. It's game over. You've already lost, guys. That's just the honest truth. And I've got to be honest with you, guys. Some of these things really sting and really hurt, but the truth is, you have to have dominion over your own house, because if you don't, something else will. And I don't want that to be you. This can be catastrophic in ways that, like, we have yet to understand. Another thing, guys, I want to talk about is energy, guys. Okay, so, like, when you when you get into, like, when you first get into a relationship, right, it's easy to be like, let's go out, or let's get a coffee, and let's go to the amusement park, or let's just do something crazy and sick, right? Because it's all fresh, it's all new, and you're really in love, and everything's intense, right? You want to spend time with this person, you want to get to know this person, and you want to have as much fun and get as much excitement in as you possibly can. Well, here's the downside. The problem with that is that, well, there actually really isn't a problem with that, guys. The issue is that as we progress in our relationships and as we settle into life, and as her face becomes just generally, it's your wife. You look at her every day, you wake up with her, you talk to her, and you get upset now with that face. Everything becomes normal. It normalizes, right? Everything, the hype and everything dies down. Well, this is a problem, guys. You can't let the energy die down. You've got to keep telling jokes. You've got to keep it fresh, guys. Not necessarily from a romantic standpoint, which you do, that's as well. But I'm not even talking about that, guys. I'm talking about as far as being a friend, as far as keeping your relationship alive and fragrant, guys. There's nothing really that'll kill a relationship quicker than being lazy. And that's honestly what it is. That's honestly what it boils down to. We, as human beings, we as guys, are lazy and will shirk our responsibilities because it's easier to sit on ye bum. It's just true. We can't do that if we're going to have healthy, meaningful, and sustainable relationships, guys. It's easier, and I know it's a whole lot easier to not. It's a whole lot easier to just be like, okay, we're going to do this. But guys, here's the deal. When you get to being 60 and 70 and 90, if you get to be 90, if the world lasts that long, like as it's spinning on here, then you're going to be like, man, why didn't I do this, and I should have done that, and I would have been happier at this time. You've got to stay vigilant, you've got to stay active, and you've got to keep the energy going. It's hard to keep the energy going, guys, but here's the deal. If you exercise, it's easier because you're always motivated. You help when you get up in the morning and you run, your mind is more apt to go, your body's more apt to go, you are more apt to make things happen and to make your relationship a whole lot better. Another thing I want to talk about, guys, is stability and continuity in your relationship, guys. Well, you may have heard that ladies love jerks. No, they do not. That is the biggest lie that I've ever seen on the internet. Ladies like stability, they like continuity, and they like men that are unwavering. Here's the problem with a lot of guys, okay? At that camp, I saw a lot of guys that were wavering like water, okay? You can't be that man. You have to be stable. Not a jerk, not somebody who's a dictator, but you have to be a stable, level-headed fellow that tells jokes. Those are honestly the best kind of guys. Literally, I'm telling you the truth. That's literally it. But you've got to be able to be stable and somebody that a lady can lean on and depend on, because a lot of times they don't even know and they gotta pee. Ladies like guys who are stable and level-headed and generally know what they can pick a direction and actually go and be resolute in their design to do whatever it is they're gonna do. Like, if we're gonna go rob a bank, yeah, let's go rob a bank. Okay, they're actually gonna do it. These guys can manifest in ways of being like jerks, right? It's true. This happens when guys do not have the correct upbringing and they are just generally out in the world doing bad stuff, and they should be reined in from a young age, but they didn't get that. So you need to be resolute in whatever direction you're gonna pick, and you've got to go 100%, guys. Follow God 100%, and you will lead your family 100% after God. It's up to you, though. I can't stress to you how much this is true, guys. It's up to you to follow God. If you follow God 100% resolutely, your family, you will do the right things, and your family will follow you, and you will save the world.